You had to know we'd come for you eventually. Ha! Yelp reviewer. Shut up and take it like a man.
Paradise.
I should be content with what I have. I really need a vacation. Instead, I'm always chasing the next best thing to review. That other Yelp reviewer I knew. What was his name again? I think he went by a username. F. Roggs. Eamon or some such? It doesn't matter. He must have retired. I haven't read any reviews from him in months. That doesn't sound so bad, retirement. Arthur's reputation as the premier Yelp reviewer in the region followed him wherever he went. Now, you might think this status would be enough to satisfy him, but you'd be wrong. For you see, no matter how many restaurants he put out of business with his misplaced, entitled opinions, he could never find satisfaction. And to add insult to injury, he didn't even know how to count. Which, as you can imagine, sometimes led to fundamental misunderstandings in the newly discovered profession of Yelp reviewers. Take his review for the Shepherd's Delight in Valentine as an example. 2 stars out of 1. Too much hair in the food. Or for the Braithwaite Surprise in Rhodes. 1 star out of -10. Not enough hair in the food. And for the Martelli Casserole in Saint Denis. A perfect 3 stars out of 5 for this culinary delight. The only drawback is there's too much hair on the saloon girls. Hey, buddy. It wasn't until he saw an ad in the local newspaper that he found his dream vacation. Yelp reviewers welcome. Come to Guarma and try the steak. It's the next best thing. Guarma. That's tropical paradise, untouched by hairy saloon girls. Arthur booked the very first ticket he could and made his way to the island. Blah, 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 blah. Wait, you mean I bought a boat ticket? Arthur did his best to relax on the boat ride to Guarma. After all, this was supposed to be a time of rejuvenation, a time to get away from the day-to-day grind of Yelp reviews. But as it turns out, the boat was mysteriously full of other Yelp reviewers, and this inspired him to write more reviews. The boat's accommodations are cramped. A foodborne illness runs rampant among the crew. The pyrotechnics from the ship's band set the whole thing ablaze, and we sank. Worst experience ever. 18 stars out of 5. One of these days I'll learn how to count. Once on shore, the resort staff rolled out a first-class welcome to our reviewers. As Arthur observed, the pristine beaches were matched in splendor only by the rudeness of the welcome staff. They not only refused to put extra creamer in my coffee, they cuffed me and forced me to go on a walking tour of the island. I don't care if Ernest Hemingway wrote a book in the cabin off to the left. No one cares about geezers who lived thousands of years ago or what they smoked while they wrote their fan fiction. I want to go to my cabin. And to top it all off, the local Ernest Hemingway Fanfiction Enthusiast Club shot at us, the cheeky devils. 5 stars out of -20 for the welcome. After a spirited welcome on the beach, Arthur flexed his influencer muscle and demanded to speak to a manager. It was arranged that he should spend the rest of his first day on the island enjoying some of the recreational activities free of charge. Didn't have the best welcome, but the friendly staff did the best to make up for it. I went rock climbing, and I must say I haven't smashed into the ground so hard in years. Very refreshing. Even a simple hike through the jungle led to multiple slips, bruises, and a fractured ego, unlike anything I've experienced in years. Thrilling. At one point, I fell into a trap set by the local chapter of the Ernest Hemingway Fanfiction Enthusiast Club. Instead of offering me competent medical attention, the resort staff shot at me. I haven't been killed that thoroughly in years. There's so much more to write about, but I'm rambling. We set the gift shop on fire in response to a pricing dispute, and several members of the resort staff were killed in the ensuing battle. They sure know how to put on a good show. To top it all off, a group of Ernest Hemingway survivalists procured a battleship and fired upon our tour group at the castle. This really is the best vacation I've ever had, a 1 star out of 100. As day turned to night, Arthur prepped himself for the evening meal. The island's restaurant was but a short walk through the woods. Wait, is that F. Roggs, Eamon. So, he didn't retire. He's been killed. Oh, I've been shot. 25 stars out of 3 for the wound. You had to know we'd come for you eventually. Ha! Yelp reviewer. Shut up and take it like a man. Now that we've lured you all here, we're going to kill you. This is for every hard-working business owner you put out of business. And the only stake you'll be having is the one we put your head on when we're done with you. Following a very expensive escape sequence with numerous high-cost technical effects, Arthur and the other reviewers get away with their lives. You can see how expensive it was by looking here, or even here. Lots of very expensive things. Upon returning to the mainland, Arthur saw things with a fresh perspective. Let's not go to Guarma. It is a dangerous place. I think I'll ride off now. Yes, riding off into the distance. That's a nice, safe option. Surely nothing bad will happen. That director is a solid guy. I bet he says hello to strangers. The writer, too. He tips more than the recommended amount. I practically raised the editor's kids, those rascals. Yeah, the voiceover guy. He's kind of lame, though. Probably buttons the top button on all of his shirts. The guy who picked out the music, he's got a pretty bad BO problem. Have you ever gotten close to him? Oh my! They sure are letting me ride on for a while now. Surely nothing bad will...
Or fate.